Welcome to Po' Boys. It's time. And it literally just, like, he's like, I'm gonna kill you, and then he pushed me over on the unicycle and just rode. It was the scariest thing ever.
He stole your unicycle?
No, he pushed me over, like, as I was riding.
Oh.
Yeah, it was rough.
Right.
3 things that we need to do. And that is these back together, which literally is just a shock and take the brakes off because I'm not gonna need to worry about them. So like, we're already halfway done. So this right here, put the shocks on. This right here, I need to cut a little bit more, grind it down, weld it up, line it up, fab it up, making it all like straight. And then we have the rear end.
So you're building the tube front end?
Correct.
So what are these for and what are?
These are tools for welding. I'm just pulling them out right now.
Magic squares.
Oh, it's a magnet. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's a magnet that helps you line up right angles.
Interesting.
We are going to start putting the front end on this thing. I know y'all said that we cut the front end off a long time ago and it was never going to get back together. But the thing is, it's getting back together right now. We're just making it lighter than before. So this car is going to have an upper hand on most other stock body cars because it's going to have minus like 80 pounds of weight just taken off the front of it. So we're making it a full drag car and this thing's going to do wheelies. So this is the process of doing that. I already cut off the front end, which y'all already know. We're going to grind all this down, weld bars directly out, and then make brackets for it for the fenders, and slap the hood on, and then make a bracket for the piece over there, the headlight valence, bolt that in, and the car should be a car by then, hopefully.
So what's the Focus's name?
Scoot.
Scoot the driving toolbox.
Correct.
I mean, if you fit a rear end for a Mustang in it, you could probably do a lot of things with it.
As long as OSHA approves. Safety first. That definitely feels weird. What we're gonna do is once we get these on and everything ready to go, I'm gonna plate these off just so there's that gap right there is closed when water can get in, and paint it all so we can make sure that all of the exposed metal's out. That's the start. Now we need to get all the metal off this and then cut these. I don't know when we're gonna cut them, whether it's before or after the sway bar. All right, we're cutting them. We're gonna fit some like that's gonna have to go down. Sway bar. Let's do this. So.
Send it.
So, do you see the dude pissing next to the bus? Pulled up to a stop sign, and you guys left, and I looked to my right to see if there's any traffic, and there was a dude standing right there pissing next to a bus.
Dude had to go. And numero 2. Damn it, Bobby.
There we go.
That's all I needed. Making sure the holes line up.
Something.
All the dirt that was in there.
You must smelled something.
It's all the times that I went off-roading, or the previous owner. In theory, it's ready to get grinded down so we can get those parts on there. Damn it. I was trying to move this bit.
Numero 2.
So we got most of the metal off right here, and there's a little lip where I'm gonna be able to put those bars. They're gonna sit in nicely. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about in just a second. But we're gonna go ahead and call it a night because it's kind of dark outside and I don't wanna be grinding. But most everything is what it needs to look like as of right now. We have a rear end inside of here. The car doesn't have any back tires under it. So we're going to go ahead and put that rear end under this car. Now you can kind of see what that's gonna look like a little bit better. And you can see that it's going to be a full car. It's not just gonna be a half of a car. I actually did think about that, and that's why I got that kit. So for those of y'all that weren't understanding what this is, now you kind of do. And if you don't, just watch the whole video and you'll be able to see that it kind of goes back together. Do it. Do it. Oh my gosh, let me freaking do. See? Easy. Gang. All right guys, that's enough for tonight. Flip to tomorrow. All right guys, so we are back at the garage next day. It's just me and Ian this time. As you can see, this side right here is somewhat prepped. Still needs to be grinded down a little bit more and just straightened up a little bit. He's trying to find signal.
Louisiana service.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into this car. This side's 95% done as far as prep. We just need to clean it up just a little bit more so we can get some good welds. And this side needs to get a lot more done. It's about halfway there. But most of the metal is cut off and the lines are a little not flush. We're gonna make that flush and then clean all the metal off right here so we can have something to weld these onto. So if you see, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna hold in there like that so we can get a good weld right there. Oop, on the top right there, on the side right there, on the bottom. And it holds it in place and straight so that we won't have to worry about aligning it. But as long as we make this right here flush, and that's what we're gonna do with the grinder. And if you can see on this side, there's one more little piece that we need to get, but if you can see, this fits a lot better. Something like that. Yeah. And then that's gonna connect right there, and then we'll have the radiator bars that go across, and it's gonna do the same thing on the other side. Dang, that looks pretty dope. That's a, oh boy, I'm so happy. Let's freaking get it together. Everything's all flap wheeled off, and by the way, these are Bose noise canceling headphones, so I can't hear much of any of the grinding. It's time for a wire wheel. Alright guys, so we have the Rock Solid Motorsports tubular front end about to be welded on the car. Everything is prepped and ready to go. We have the Eastwood TIG 200 welder, and I've been using the Eastwood tungsten grinder as well. And look at the tip we've got on this guy right here. If you can see, that is sharp. I've been poking my hand on it a few times. But it's time we get taken on this here front end so we can finally get those fenders right there back on the car. And then we can get the bumper and grill on. And then we'll have a full car. And then actually we need to put that rear end in there too. Because right now I don't have a rear end in there because I put that in the drift car because I knew the drift car would have to be done before this car. And this car kind of got put on the back burner. But that's why we're working on it now. So we can kind of undo that. But we're going to end up swapping this eventually. I just need to get the car rolling so I can get it out of the garage. So I'm going to admit I've never installed a tubular front end on a car. And I've never really fabricated a chassis of a car before. So making all this stuff line up isn't really going to be as easy as should be. There might be a slight chance that I mess things up, but we're gonna make it as straight as possible. So first off, we have these bars, which I'm welding in first. And that'll get welded right there, because that's where they're supposed to go. We have grinded it down, ground a nice bracket down so we can have all the rim right there. And then what we're gonna do is tack that in, so that way we can move it a little bit, but we're just gonna tack it right at one of these corners so we have a little bit of movement. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other place, and then we'll be able to place our crossbar down so we'll know exactly where to line it up. Watch this thing. All right. I'm the stupidest person on this earth. You see those ugly looking welds right there? I was wondering why the welder was welding so stupid. It's not Eastwood's fault, it's my fault. If you could see right there, it's on AC mode. It's on aluminum mode, man. I'm stupid. Oh, yeah, okay, so I'm just a complete stupid motherfucker. So I fixed a Razor scooter, and yeah. But either way, now let's freaking do that again. I feel like that's why I was kind of scared, because I was thinking that it would only do it on 110, and why it was looking so bad. I was like, what the hell? Let's freaking weld this thing. I'm gonna put a few more tacks on it. Now that I know that I was just being stupid and the welder was messed up, that's why it was balling up the whole time. That's why everything was I'm so stupid. Let's get back to your regularly scheduled program of us putting this thing together.
I wasn't gonna tell anything to your face.
Let's just hope this is better. Oh! Do you hear the difference?
Yeah, I hear the difference.
Because trying to get this mounted up here was really a pain, like nothing really lined up as far as the factory body lines and everything, part of the instructions. But there were also instructions for a 94, not for 94, there were also instructions for a Fox body, so they were a little bit off. But this right here, we just bent up so we can make sure we get everything out of the way. Now, since it's all tacked in, we can take a dead blow and hit everything back in so it's flush, and we can get a good tack on there, or get a good beat on the whole thing.